Hi there. In today's video, we'll be plotting trigonometric functions. So there are three, which is the sine graph, the cos, and the tan graph. So let's start with sine because that's the easiest one. So the equation is y is equal to sine theta. Let me draw the y-axis. So this is y. And this is the x-axis, and for us it will be theta in degrees. So for the sine graph, in its most basic form, the maximum value is 1 and the minimum value is -1. And then on here, we'll be plotting it between 0 degrees and 360. So here we'll say for theta being an element between 0 degrees and 360 degrees, because that is one revolution. Okay, so our critical values are 0, 90, 180, 270, and the maximum, which is 360. So we're going to indicate these on our graph. Okay, so 180 will be in the middle there, around about here. And then 90 is half of 180, so it should also be around about there. And then 270 is halfway, which is here. Okay, so this is how you set the scene for any trigonometric function that you would like to plot. All right, so now it's time to put our points. So the sine graph, it starts, let me choose a bright color. I think this purple will do. It starts at the coordinates at the origin, which is 0, 0. And then at 90 degrees, it is at its maximum, where y is equal to 1. And then at 180 degrees, it is at y is equal to 0. And then when we get to 270 degrees, it is at y is -1. And then when we reach 360, so of complete revolution, we are back at 0. So now we just need to join our dots. Let me pick a matching color. I'm going to try my best to draw smooth graphs. So there's our maximum. Then we come down. And then we keep going down. And then we go back to 360. I think that looks okay. I did well. So this is the graph for sine theta. Let me just indicate the critical values. So this is at 90 degrees and 1. This is 180 degrees and y is 0. This is at 270 degrees where y is -1. And then back at 360 where y is 0. So if you can remember these key coordinates, you'll be able to plot the graph of sine. And it is very helpful when you are looking at a sine graph that has shifting with different parameters. We will look at that in the next video. Okay, so now that we've drawn our sine graph, let us look at the key features for this graph. Okay, so first is the amplitude. The amplitude is the height from the center of the wave to the maximum. So that is, if I indicate that, that would be from here to there. That is our amplitude. And for us here, it is 1 unit. The next key feature you need to know is the range. So the range is the value between your maximum y value and your minimum y value. So our minimum is -1 down here, and our maximum is up there at +1. So that means our range is from -1 to +1. And then the maximum value is +1, as I said at the beginning of the video. So that's the highest y value, and it's 1. And then the minimum, we can see that it is going to be -1. And then lastly, the period. So in its most basic form, the period is 360 degrees. So that is the degrees that are required to complete a wave. So this is one complete sine wave, and it took us 360 degrees to get this. In the following videos, when we're looking at different parameters, we will be looking at how to calculate period. But for the basic sine graph, the period is 360. Okay, that's it for the sine graph.